So we're talking about decision making here, but do you think about like organizational structures, as far as like having more of a centralized versus a decentralized kind of spoken wheel, or do you have like a lot of more corporate functions? It's a dilemma that a lot of organizations go through. It's really a cycle of business. How many of you have been through that? Kind of a centralized, everything, and then kind of decentralized, and everyone's got their own little HR groups. Most of us have. And then we, and it's like a round and round we go. I've been working with a client in the last 6 years. They're coming back for the second time in that process. What happens there? What do organizations have to go through? Chaos. So generally speaking, what happens, and I'll show this to you in just a second, is like, okay, we say we are going to, it's out of control. We're losing our quality. We're losing our, our brand out in the field because we don't have a consistent hiring practice, and people are getting paid whatever they want, and the assets are being managed differently. So we go and put all of our efforts into bringing in all the standardized approach, then you suffocate it, and you lose all that kind of, local flair, which really is one of the reasons why people choose you guys, because you're so good at that, because it does feel like where they're living. So how do you find that? And what happens here, and what Michael, you just picked up on, is that's the kind of risk here. The value in doing this is our goal as leaders is to like, okay, I know all of my considerations here. My goal as I manage this is to try to not get either one, but try to get some positive attributes of both sides of the pole. So I want the kind of the best of centralized functionings, while I want the kind of flexibility and local flavor of decentralized. So that will be kind of my strategy to manage as I move forward, while keeping in mind that there are serious disadvantages to both that I need to be mindful of and kind of keep an eye on. Also keeping in mind that we don't do this alone. So I'm in a centralized function here. I'm very comfortable with the control of my making these decisions because it helps me report out to my boss and kind of do my work. If I give up that control, it's at high risk. So often we have to kind of have conversations with people also around this work. And Michael, back to your point, it is very much kind of the opposite here. The risk is that we start